Morning guys, so it's the 7th of March in sunny Newcastle.
Cold
Newcastle, but Chris is going to explain to you about sunny Newcastle. So, and we're going to do a little feature of what Chris gets up to when he remains here. So, literally all you're going to see is him on the floor, strapping cars and dyno. But anyway, I want to turn around to Chris. So, morning Chris.
Morning.
So today I'm going to do like a little feature of what kind of stuff you do.
Okay.
On a Remain visit.
On a Remain day.
Yeah, not what you normally do in a day to day, but I know that when Remain's here, you absolutely, it's chaos, isn't it?
I mean, it's chaos most days anyway, but add Remain into the mix and it gets a bit busier again,
Yeah.
Remain comes probably every couple of weeks. It's here normally for 2 or 3 days at a time, and we typically do probably 8 to 10 cars in, say, 2 days. So yeah, busy times, mate.
And also them 8 to 10 cars, just so people can understand, it's not full maps, it's just like tweaking and setting up as well.
A mixture, mate. Yeah, it's anything from full maps, ethanol.
I think right now on that list you've got what, 2 full maps out of all that?
Let's have a quick look.
Or was
So
it
1,
3?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 depending on what we get on
Yeah,
with the deal.
exactly.
We've got on this list, we've got Hamid's Tango V2. Obviously, as you probably saw in the last video, he had a problem with the fuel pump. So all being well with his fuel system, we'll get that finished on ethanol.
Is that going to be first thing this morning or end of the day?
It's going to be probably the last thing today because it's going to go on the hub dyno. So the way our setup is, we've got to sort of use the chassis dyno and then the hub dyno kind of goes over the top. So can't do them both at the same time. So yeah, he's planned for later today. No doubt we'll see Hamid later on if he's.
He'll be here.
If
he will be here.
If he knows
what
he's here,
he's definitely
involved,
here.
He'll be here.
So what's the first car for you today then?
First car today, we've got a GTR for a retune and flame map. Remain's signature flames, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's the first one. Second one, we've got a Pulsar GTIR that we sold, and the customer spec'd, he wanted a Haltech ECU and a few upgrades done on it. So that is the full map to do. We've got Ollie's GTR, so Ollie, his car was previously on LLF, nice grey GTR, very fast. I think it's around about 1800 brake horsepower, and there was a potential for a little bit more power if he did a couple more tweaks to the fuel system, so he's brought it back, we've done the tweaks, and yeah, we're going to try and get a bit more power.
Just wants to push it a bit more.
He just wants to push it.
Ollie, while I've got you and you're watching this video, it's like, I just don't understand like why you want that little bit extra, but I guess the terminal velocity is what makes you want that extra little horsepower where it's somewhere you can use it, because it's not power you can use in the road, is it?
No, you need a nice big...
So I presume that's what it's for, isn't it, for them sort of events?
Absolutely, but I mean you were sat there deliberating on the last video about how your Lambo didn't quite do 2000 brake horsepower and was it enough, and you were tempted to take the turbos off and all that, so you know exactly how it is.
Yeah.
It is addictive.
But I was sensible, I stuck to what I had.
Yeah, but you have got a 20 odd plus, 1000 horsepower GTR out there as well, so... Yeah. But no, it is addictive. These guys get a little taste of it and want more and more. So yeah, we've got Ollie's to do, Hammers to do. We've got Andy Conroy's TTRS, which is stock engine run on Cyvex, water meth, hybrid turbo, a few other mods, and he's gone for the Cyvex water meth controller because the kit that he had on it for the water meth was pretty basic. Didn't have any safety features.
Had no flow sensor as well, did it?
Had no flow sensor or anything like that, had nothing. So if, for example, the meth line came off or the pump fuse for the pump blew or something like that, the ECU wouldn't know about it and would continue to sort of chuck the time at it that it needs the water meth for, and it wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. And then there goes his pistons.
So that's the reason he went for Cyvex in the first place, and now he's also going for the Cyvex water meth controller for the added safety as well. Yeah. So that needs set up today. Also we need to try and set up his launch control. I can't remember when he last had it done, but it was maybe sort of back end of last year and the weather wasn't great, so it never got set up. We said we'd try and do it this year with the weather getting better.
It's March and?
It's March the 7th and it's -2 outside. I don't know if it's going to quote on my phone, but yeah, -2 and it's snowing.
And it's like
so I've already been in touch
inches.
with Andy. I mean, it's what is it now? It's 8:30. I've been in touch with Andy to let him know the weather's not great. Obviously, we're going to do everything we can. We will set the launch up, but it's very much likely that we won't be able to test it.
Yeah.
I know Jürgen, your Lambo, we're supposed to be doing drivability and
testing it today.
Testing it today, and unfortunately the weather
it just never happens for my cars, does it?
No, it's your fault, to be fair.
I want to use my car and then bloody rains and snows and all sorts. Never mind, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's been quite decent the weather up until today, and I think hopefully this is the last little wintry blast. And
to be honest, I'm in my head it's April for me when I come out with my cars.
Yeah, of course. So. Of course, mate. Far too much power for this cold, salty weather that we've got at the minute with the way the roads are. Traffic chaos as well, so I mean...
Are we expecting the super guy to come in with this kind of weather?
I hope so. I can't remember exactly where he's coming from, but we've got a Supra that we've never seen before, been built elsewhere. It runs Cyvex, he's done a few more tweaks to his fuel system, and that's getting set up today as well. I have been in touch with him last week. It is all on plan.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't suppose he was expecting snow and trying to drive a 600 whatever it is brake horsepower rear-wheel drive Supra up to Newcastle.
Yeah. And the other car was the last one we had a few niggles with was Paul Cameron's TTRS.
Paul Cameron's TTRS, yeah. So
2 niggles, didn't we?
A couple of niggles, yeah. Gearbox software, which is down to a previous tune that he had when the car was running stock engine or whatever, and also a fuel system issue where he supplied the fuel system, and unfortunately it looks like maybe it's potentially again a fuel pump problem, so we need to get to the bottom of that. Bit of diagnostics with Romain today, and yeah, see what we can do with that. Hopefully we can get that sorted today, but you know, hopefully it doesn't need parts, but we'll know more either later on today or certainly tomorrow.
Yeah, so that is it for the day then, yeah?
Yeah, so stay tuned, it's going to be a busy day. Yeah, let's see what happens, lots to do.
So Chris, the first car on the dyno is, tell a little bit about it.
Bad Boys GTR. Personally I don't know an awful lot about it. I know he bought it off another GTR customer. He's brought to us for a little bit more torque and the signature Racecal flames.
Right, so
yeah, if you don't know what that is, we have done a video showing you how to do them on these cars. You use the steering wheel buttons integrated into the cruise control, and whenever you want a flame you just press this button, and yeah, Romain's going to demo it and show you
Romain,
what you get.
You need to show with the flames. I'm just going to quickly show you the car itself, and Chris is going to kindly hold the camera and show you the flames because I'm going to go back to the office. So that's part of why I'm here as well.
I've brought these because it is allowed, this car, got some big bands on it.
So this is a GM signature flame that people want on Ecutek. So over to Chris. So battery's running low, Chris, so I'm going to have to charge it. So GTR, what did it do?
GTR made 776 at the wheels, which is a touch over 900 at the flywheel. Nice torque curve as well. I don't know if you want to tip that away. I don't know if it's going to look any good, but yeah, it's done quite well. So
happy with it?
Yeah, happy with it. It's out of turbo, so we can't get any more out of it. It's just out of puff at the top end of the revs. Yeah.
What's next then?
Pulsar GTIR on Haltech. I've just strapped it. The boys are just doing the basic checks and we're ready to go.
So let's have a look at that Pulsar. So Jan's just doing some checking on there. So yeah, I'm now going to have to go and charge the camera, otherwise you're not going to see what happens for the rest of the day. So we're going to go and check, see what Chris is up to. The Nissan Pulsar GTR is finished and it made 256 horsepower. So that Pulsar was the one we had in stock. Engine was fully built. In terms of parts, the car literally had no sort of upgraded modifications on it. Had a fuel pump, set of RB 750 SARD injectors in it. I think that was it for mods. So yeah, so we're just pushing a little bit of power. I think stock they're about 227 horsepower and it's making 256. And Stephen's going to pick the car up in a couple of weeks once we get the MOT done and do some sort of preparation, getting the car ready, as he's been waiting a while. He actually hasn't been waiting a while. What I should say is he's just bought it, and obviously we had to get the car mapped on a Haltech. So initially he was going to take the car away as it was, but when I say he was waiting a while, he had a house that he was sold, and when the house sold, then he was going to come and pay for the car and pick it up. So his house is sold, he's just paid for the car, and now it's time for him to pick it up next Saturday. So I'm going to go and see Chris and see what the next car is on the dyno. So let's go. So back in the dyno, Chris, I've just explained that the pulsar's done.
It is.
And now you've got
Andy's TTRS on Cyvex on the dyno now, yeah. So this is to set up the water method injection Cyvex controller. Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Good. So Audi TT, Mr. Romain there in the background, doing his final checks before he checks his car on the dyno. So we're going to leave it at that. I'll give Chris the camera and then he can update with.
Right, it's about 8 o'clock, first mapping day pretty much just done. I'm going to stay back and get the cars ready for tomorrow. I've got the Supra to do still, got Ollie's GTR and Tango V2. Andy's car's all done, Cyvex water method injection controller all set up. I'm going to do a bit of road miles in that now, make sure everything's all alright, check some logs, and yeah, stay tuned.
So guys, it's Tuesday night, we're running a little bit late. Romain, how are you doing? Are you liking the weather up in Newcastle?
I've got a new hat.
He's actually got...
I've got new lovely hat.
Check that hat. It is cold, isn't it?
It's very cold.
Super cold. So like I said, it's late, I was supposed to be away. It's 7ish to get some pasta. Sorry, missus, I am late again, but you know, shit like this happens at work. So those who run businesses and got wives, you know, they'll understand where I'm coming from. I don't like to leave work unless I know everything's going well. I've got a little bit of technical issue in the workshop and I need to know what's going on. Otherwise, I'm going to come in tomorrow and I'm not going to know how to plan. Anyway, Chris is giggling away there.
I'm just laughing at Romain. It's a funny guy.
He's laughing at me actually. Right, so Chris, what is the final send off for tonight?
The score for today is that is Tuesday done. Another busy mapping day with Romain from Racecal. It's been a busy one. It's been hard.
So today has been a life of Chris.
We've had customers in, haven't we? We've had customers coming in to see cars. We've had tuning. We've had the general run-of-the-mill stuff. So yeah, it's been a busy all day. It's not been much of a day in the life of me because Jürgen couldn't keep up and couldn't run around with us all day, but we've all been busy.
There you go. So anyway, tomorrow, same as today. So see you tomorrow. So that is all for today, guys. I hope you like the videos we're doing. Don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, share, comment, good, bad. Okay.